So hello guys, so in this video we are going to learn about pandas explode function. Pandas explode function is mainly used in multi-label binarizer, I think, where we have multiple labels for an individual entry, for an individual row. So in that case, it is more useful. That is the main use case of explode for function. So without wasting time, let's get started with the example itself. So for example, if we have dataset something like this, for example, two rows are there. First one is a student and another one we have marks. Another one we have marks. These two columns are there. For example, two students A, B, their indices are 0, 1, and marks are stored like this in list format, 30, 40, 50, and for B something like I can say 15 and 35 and 50. So in order to calculate these things, in order to calculate these marks, we need to explode this. We need to separate out this in separate rows. So our output should look like something like this: student 0, 0, 0, 0 indices, A student, which is first student, and mark should look like this: 30, 40, 50. And same with the second student: 15, 35, 50. So it should look like something like this. So to get this particular output, we will be using this explode function, and that's why it is used in multi-label binarizer. So to explain more about it, so the reason why it is used in a labeling thing, I will give one example here. So here I will give one example, like for example, in this particular case we had marks stored in list, right? So for example, we have two columns A and B, something like this, and here a row is there, 0th row, some entity name will be X, and here like labels are there, uh, some like label 1, label 1, 2. We can treat them like categories also, something category 1, category 2. We can't directly use one hot encoding here. We need output something like this. Then only we can proceed with uh, labeling, one hot encoding, sorry, encoding. Then only we can encode these categories, these strings. So we need output something like this: L1 and L2. So to get this and to use multi-label binarizer, we have to use explode function. To start with this, to get this output, we have to use explode function, which is pandas explode function. This thing we have to use. So now next I will show one practical example where we will be using and we will be getting output something like this using explode function. So here I have one data set, which is Paisa Bazaar banking data set. I will show head here. So this kind of data set it is. This is the data set, and we are not going to consider all the columns. Like we will be working on this particular column: type of loan, type of loan. So here you can see that something like these kind of values are there. I will show first value. So here you can see something, this category is there. This is treated as one category, but there are types of loans, right? Auto loan, credit builder loan, personal loan, home, and home equity loan. Instead of this, if we directly use one hot encoding, what one hot encoding will do, it will treat this complete as a one loan, one type of loan. If I use if I use value counts here, See here, you can see that these many columns will be there. These, if I use directly one hot encoding, instead of processing it, properly arranging it using explode and multi-level binarizer, it will create around 6,000 columns. It will treat each row, each different row as a separate column. So here we will be using explode function. So in order to avoid this unnecessary expansion of our data set, which is not even required, there are only few types of loans are present in this data set. So we will use explode, and first we will see the explode function, working of explode function first. So first I will consider this data set type of loan, and we will process only first few rows to get clarity with this head. So this thing is there. We will process these three loans, these first few rows only. First, as I have told, first we need to convert this into list format. So for that I will use, I will convert into string, and I will split this using semicolon. See, now we have got lists here. If I will print this, see, first we have got lists here. Here some spaces is also considered here. We will use strip function later to avoid this, to remove this. So here it is. So next I will use explode function. So here it is, we got our output. See, each type of loan is divided now. We have got separate loan. We have got separate rows for each type of loan: auto loan, credit builder loan, personal loan, and all. So in this way, explode function is used. So now we have to strip this extra space are there. Here extra space will be there. If it is there, we need to strip those values also. Here we have used explode, and on the same column I will be stripping those using apply function, lambda function, lambda x dot strip. So it will just strip those values. So it will strip the extra space, leading and tracing, leading and trailing spaces will be removed using this strip. So in this way we use explode function.